I enjoy watching those myself. There's a guy out of New Jersey, VCEG Construction. He does a YouTube channel and he live streams from inside the big box stores, Lowe's and Home Depot. And I don't know if I think that's the only two places that I've seen him live stream from. But, and I don't do Home Depot, I'm a Lowe's guy. Personal choice, what are you going to do? So, anyhow, one of the things that I'm waiting for or looking for to do my finish organizing this toolbox, and I want to do it one time and done. And that's why I've been kind of dragging my feet on this. I did switch a couple drawers around the other day because I wasn't happy with, I don't know what I was thinking when I transferred them over. So I'm going to turn this around. So what I did was these two drawers here. No, not these two. That one stays. So this drawer, which is my old screwdrivers, not my new screwdrivers, but my old screwdrivers and stuff with, is it this one? No, it had to be this one. It had to be this one. So anyhow, this one, I just swapped them up and down one position. And, overall, that's basically what I did. So the purpose for this video, there's a lot of DIYers out there. DIY. That's it. Do it yourself. DIY. Do it yourself. So this is an idea, a thought, and the equipment required to do this is getting more and more affordable for DIYers. I said it right again. This is what I'm looking for. I like the toolboxes that are arranged with the cut foam that has an exact slot for each tool. I like that. Cobalt even has a tool set available at the store that comes already in those foam trays that size, and those trays are sized to fit inside of Cobalt toolboxes as far as compartments. So you could put one like in this drawer. Okay, in the full-size drawer like this, you could put two, one here and one here, and put your tools in those. And I like that, but I am not in a position to buy more tools, and that set, I have yet to see it come down to a price where I feel like I could just go out and buy it. And even if I did, a lot of those tools would be redundant. I'd have duplicates from the set I just bought, that 227 piece $99 set that I got after the holidays. So anyhow, this is my thought. I went on Lowe's site and was looking for drawer organizers, and they have a lot of different things. They have the the socket stands and stuff like that, socket organizers, and they're a little pricey, I think, for what you're getting. It's all just plastic, but they're like $20. I know that's not much. So one thing I found on there today, looking, they have a set of 5 of these. The word that comes to my mind, it's Krazen. It's cut foam, and they have a set of those. It's 5 pieces, but it's like $80 for 5 pieces of foam. Now, personally, myself, I don't have the time to go out and get the foam and sit down and lay it out and trace all the tools out on the foam and then cut it out. And I don't have the time or the inclination to do that. Would I like to have that type of organization for my toolbox? Absolutely. So herein lies my idea. If you are a DIYer, got it the second time I think, and you have a laser CNC machine with a decent size, like maybe a 24 by 24, you can get bigger, 24 by 48, 36 by 48, 4 by 4, whatever. That would be like something that you could do on a custom basis, just make those drawer things, and it's easy because you do the one layer, you cut out the pattern for the specific tools. Um, I don't know that you'd want to go so far as to laser etch the size for each like socket or whatever, or a label for what goes in that specific slot. But you certainly do the cutouts, and then when you're all done, take another piece of thinner foam and hot glue it on the back, or contact cement or whatever. I mean, it's going to be in your drawer. It's not like it's going to be getting a lot of wear, a lot of movement. Um, you'd super glue it, CA glue it, whatever. So that's my thought. If somebody out there has a laser cutting, I know Flight Test does it. They do their foam board kits all the time, and they whack them out like crazy. And it's gotten to the point where they have multiple machines. I mean, they're set up to do dozens of kits a day, probably more. I don't know what one of those machines run. I'm going to guess probably one of the ones like they have to handle the large style or the large format foam. It's probably like 10 grand. But I'm sure they have cheaper options. And I know there's a lot of videos on YouTube where guys make their own CNC machines, and you can put whatever head you want on it. You can do laser cutter. You can do like a routing machine for woodworking. You can do a plasma cutter for working with metal. You can even put the vertical axis on it, and do 3D milling. There's all kinds of DIY. Dyslexic am I? I am. And I really am. I was diagnosed with it at a very early age, and I've learned workarounds, and still times like this, especially like on 3-letter, although I've never said FIB instead of FBI, but DIY is not a term that I use very often, even though I've done it myself for years for, working on cars and home improvement projects and whatnot. I've never heard it referred to until like in the last 10 years or so. DIY is becoming very, very popular in our modern vernacular. So anyhow, that's my thought on that. Any of you guys out there live in this area that have a laser CNC machine? Be interesting thing to do. I mean, you got to be able to do 5 sheets for less than $80 and still make a nice profit on them. If you're buying the material and doing the assembly, send the guys like an editable PDF file so they can arrange whatever they want on a sheet, specify their sheet size for their drawers, and send the file back to you. You do the laser cutting, and they could even do their assembly, glue the back sheet on themselves, for a little bit of savings, or do the whole thing yourself. That's totally up to you. It's not your business. You run it the way you want. This was just something that popped into my head when I saw that Lowe's wanted $80 for 5 sheets of tool organizers. It's like the thick foam sheets to put your tools in to organize your drawers. So that's what I want to do with this toolbox. I don't want to do it more than once. And I understand, as you buy more tools and, you do change things in your box. That my Snap-on box was never static. It was ever changing and evolving. And as I got more and more tools, it became more and more difficult to fit them all in that box. So, yeah, let's try this. Yeah, that's better. You guys don't want to be looking up my hairy nose. So anyhow, just thought I'd throw that out there. If any of you guys are interested, leave a comment if you think it's a good idea. I mean, it might even be, profitable business venture if you want to get into doing something that's not a 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, and no punching the clock, be your own boss kind of arrangements. I've seen some of those CNC machines that you can build yourself, the kits. You can build some of those with the respectable sized working bed for a couple of $100. So if you don't mind a little hard work, There's plenty of videos out there that show you how to put these things together, and before I'm done with this video, I may talk myself into doing it. So anyhow, that's it for now. You'll see me in the next one. Like, subscribe, share. God bless.